Uh, Good evening and welcome everyone to the premiere of FinTech Frontier Bangladesh 2005 presented by the Bangladesh FinTech Innovation Council in collaboration with ArtSense. I'm Rahnuma Kaisar Tabia.
Hello, I am Noren Tasnim. Tonight we explore how Bangladesh is shaping a secure, inclusive, and cashless future in digital finance. I would like to ask our keynote guest, Mr. Khalid Hossin, Chief Digital Officer of Mutual Trust Bank PLC, recently honored as the Ingenious Leader of Technology in Customer Experience at the South Asian BFSI Tech Summit. Mr. Hossin, thank you for joining us on this important occasion. And I would like to ask Rehnuma Apu to ask your question. But before that, we would like to ask Mr. Hossin sir to introduce yourself and your vision and how you're feeling today to joining us.
Thank you for having me. So it's a great pleasure to be here. I'm more excited, honestly, to be with young guys like you, as because if you talk about shaping the future, who will shape the future? You guys will shape the future. We are like approach 40. We are having some sort of issues with understanding as well as from peer thing, but you guys have more courage. You guys are really open to the new concept and ideas. So I think that this is the best platform to share the thoughts about the digital future as well as cashless Bangladesh, as because in future you guys will lead this thing.
Thank you, sir, for your remarks, and I'm very excited to have this session with you. And I would like to ask Renuma Apu to ask questions from your side, and then I will continue my ones.
Firstly, as you have experience in the launching the digital financial products and transforming customer journey via technology, it would be really kind of you if you could share a project where AI powered solutions has significantly improved customer experience in Bangladesh Bank. What were the metrics of success in the project that you have been working on for the past few years?
Sorry, I couldn't catch you properly. Can you repeat the question?
Uh, as we know, you have an extensive experience in launching digital banking, digital financial products in Bangladesh, and transforming customer journeys by technology. It would be really kind of you if you could share how AI-powered solutions uh, uh, have helped the banks of Bangladesh to significantly uh, shape the customer experiences, and what were the metrics of success in the projects that you have worked on?
So was the question regarding how the AI thing will shape the airport solution, which will improve the customer journey? It was the question like this.
So let me clear this
Anyone
out.
else can correct it. Me.
Yes, sir. The question was like, as you are very experienced, as you have worked on mutual trust bank for a long time. So, like, our question is that, like, what is your thought about that launching digital financial products, like via technology? As like, there is many existence fintech. As example, if I give the example of Bikash, so what is your thought in it that, like, from the banking perspective?
Well, so whenever we talk about the fintech, first thing in our mind is that we are not competitor in real sense. We should complement each other, as because MFS in a different domain has played a different role, and they have helped to migrate the people at least to adopt the first digital thing in the country. Now, if we consider the second stage, then fintechs must collaborate with the bank, and which MTB has done very successfully, as because we have collaborated with around 40 fintechs, and we are with live with almost 35 different fintech companies in the countries, including MFS, including agri-tech, insurtech, as well as other tech companies, with some conventional technology companies also. So we have seen that whenever we partner with any fintech, we took the design thinking process, as well as with the grand design thinking, we can reach the ultimate bottom of the pyramid, taking the leverage of the fintech. So that's how we have designed the thing, and as well as given the thought that we should take the leverage of the network of the fintech, as they know how to reach the people. You know, the traditional bank thinks in a different way. It's always tough to reach to the people who lives to the horizon of the you can say that to the last mile people, is fintech has a better presence, as well as better access. So that's how we have always thought, and we have always take the initiative to partners, to make partnership with fintech. That was the idea.
Well, sir, like as you share your thought, I would like to ask you that, what do you think? Like nowadays, a lot of fintech, or as you said, that agri-tech and other financial technology is launching in Bangladesh. So, what do you think that the challenges is, and what do you think they can overcome? Like, what is your suggestion from your perspective?
So first, fintech, many fintech comes with a bold idea. Bold idea is always good, but you should understand that rather being bold or being very broader aspect, can we solve a small problem? If we can solve a small problem, if we identify the right problem, which need to be addressed first. If this is the approach, or if it were the approach, we could have more unicorn, as because we have seen that in our country mostly people try to copy has been done by someone else. Like I always give a classic example that, okay, there was a agri-tech called iFarmer. They started running the show. Now I'm seeing that whoever talks to me, they have the same mindset that, okay, we'd like to be something iFarmer. So my suggestion, my advice will be that there are a lot of space in the market. You can be another iFarmer, but you may not be successful like them, as because everyone has their success strategy, different mantra, as well as different vision and mission. So the space where nobody is working, it's the gray area. If you put your effort on those gray area, it will be better, as because they are solving a particular problem. We don't need many players to solve a particular problem, as because we have multi problems still in our hand. So rather focusing on a particular problem, if 20 participant comes and 20 participant can solve 20 different problems, that means altogether we are solving 20 problems for the country. So that is my expectation and advice to the fintech.
That's a great answer, sir. I would like to ask Miraj to ask the next question to sir.
Okay. Thank you very much for giving the floor to me. Sir, I have a question basically. As Bangladesh consumers become more digitally savvy, what innovations do you think will define the customer journey in banking over the next 3 to 5 years? What role should fintechs and traditional banks each play?
So what expectation we have, or what the customer expectation will be. I'm giving a very good example which I have learned from my 7 years old boy. So like from his age of 4, he started talking with Syrian Alexa, and his idea was like, Baba, why can't your app talk to us? So this give me a very much thought-provoking idea that people from the next generation, they are very waste in like voice messaging and other thing. You will see that people sitting next to each other, they're texting each other or they're sending the voice message. So that's how we think that people in future will expect everything that, oh well, they will not go for 3 to 7 stages to make a fund transfer. Rather, they will take the phone, they will say, hey, can you make the fund transfer to Mr. Miras? Or can you pay my next credit card bill? So this will be the future customer expectation, as because customer expectation come from surroundings, technological evolution and digital transformation. So we have seen that in this phase, if we consider before 2020, expectation was something like different. But after 2020, the expectation has increased by, you can say, that 10 to 1,000 folds. It's 20% or 30%. So in next 3 to 5 years, customer expectation will be that I am walking in front of ATM and ATM should send me a message that you don't have enough money in your pocket, your loan has been approved and you can withdraw this from your ATM. That type of expectation will emerge from the people, as because the AI will take this thing in a such a different level of leapfrog that things will happen within next 2 to 3 years, which was supposed to happen after 50 years.
Yeah, sir, that's a very great thing. Yeah, I think in future we'll have to see these things. I have another question, sir. As you know, Bangladesh has made strides in mobile financial services and digital payments, but the underserved communities still lack access. So, based on your work, what are the key barriers that need to overcome to make Bangladesh a truly cashless, financially inclusive society? Any successful models you have seen that could be replicated here?
Sure. Actually, it's a large question. It should take a full day discussion if I honestly want to discuss this thing. So in 2 3 words, if I want to say, like, uh, for a proper financial, it's not a normal financial inclusion, it's digital financial inclusion. That's because it has to be digital. Otherwise, you can go to the every people. It's not possible by any bank to open like 10,000 branches to cater the entire service. But if you can build a super app thing where you can do every possible thing from a unique app or a single app, then it may possible. So what is lagging behind? What is keeping us to go for this? You need to consider two strong things, which will also I add from the best example of the world. One is called digital public infrastructure. Have we built any digital public infrastructure? Do we have the DPI? It's called digital public infrastructure, likes uh, and digital public goods. The classic example is like that. If we consider internet as a digital public infrastructure, do we have the equitable access to internet by all? Equitable means a freelancer need maybe 20 Mbps internet access, maybe someone else needs 100 Mbps, as because he or she is trying to sell something by YouTube, or a student just needs 1 Mbps line. So a student need a different type of internet, a freelancer need a different type of internet, a entrepreneur who is trying to sell his good from the remote area of the village, they need a very high speed internet. So can you give us an example that from every corner of the country we have the equitable internet? We don't have. Number two, if we want to have the access to the internet, what we need? We need a primary thing, which is a fundamental smartphone. So if we consider the, like there was a project in Bangladesh, I'm sure you guys have heard about this, that একটি বাড়ি একটি খামার, there was a প্রকল্প of the government যে প্রত্যেকটা বাড়িকে they will convert into a farmhouse. So if there was a project like this, that every household must have a smartphone, every people must have a smartphone. One smartphone is not a smartphone. If you can convert it, you can convert it as a digital equity. I am sure I'm seeing your faces. Maybe many of you have joined from the smartphone. So a smartphone now creating a platform. If we can bring those things, like this is the digital public goods, a smartphone is no more a smartphone, it can be work as a digital public goods. So whenever you combine these digital public goods along with the digital public infrastructure, then it's possible to make 100% digital financial inclusion. And to do so, we should have a, or we was supposed to have a comprehensive strategy. I am giving you one example, like everybody is talking about the UPI, as because UPI has reshaped the entire genre of digital transformation in India. But if we took back, or if we look back, this idea was initiated back in 2010 when the Indian stack was launched. So they launched the Indian stack in 2010, who basically started working on unique identity card, which is Aadhaar card, and then they go for the unique payment system or unified payment system. So in 10s, they take steps. In 16, nobody tell these things. There was a private initiative. Yeah, it was from the competitive sense, but Jio or Reliance launched the smartphone, which was data was absolutely free. So if you buy a smartphone, you will get data at free of cost. There was two government initiative where you can have a smartphone only buy for 5,500 rupees, and almost couple of million of laptop was given at the price of more plus 10,000 rupees. So consider these things. It was done in 2016 to 2019. So they build the basic thing. One, data for all, or whoever purchases a Geo line, data is free. So that's this took. If we consider that this has helped this entire journey of UPI, as because before 2016 it was the history for my Indian friends that they used to have the button phone, and this button phone, competition of button phone was like this, that branding of the button phone will depend how much it will go with a single charge, and they used to like go to 50 miles away to give the charge to their button phone. But after coming the Geo in the line with the smartphone offering, with the rechargeable battery as well as easily replaceable battery or battery swap thing, the entire economy now based on the UPI. But back in the UPI, this was the initiative of the private telecom operator, which is called Geo. So it's not only that government initiative, it should have a private government led model, or private versus as well as government, maybe with some donor agencies initiative, where we will be able to have a journey that okay, from today we have a lot of government incentive, like but for we have stipends, we have government incentives, we have social safety nets. But on top of that, if we could have add that among the others, there will be a granted product from the government, is that every household will have a single smartphone. That means if a household have 5 people, now these 5 people, different 5 people can do different 5 things. One maybe a student, now they have the access to YouTube to have their knowledge, as well as other ed tech to have their education. If there is a single village woman, if you have gone through the village in the country, they have lot of potentials and capability, unbelievable potentials. They can do make their house best. They can take care of their houses. They can take care of the elderly people. And I have personally seen that everyone is expert to making the blouse or blusa. So you just consider one thing. It's a different perspective. In my age, like when I was young, like youth, I have seen that many of the urban women used to wear saris, and now you see rarely people women are wearing saris. It's not like that. Saris has been expensive or saris inconvenient. Saris our culture, but they avoid the saris because the price of making the blouse is 3 to 5 times higher than the sari itself. So if there was we know we have the logistics company, we have the e-commerce platform, and if that lady who is residing in the very rural area were trained properly, that now we have the smartphone, you can take the measurement using the smartphone, or some lady from the Dhaka can send the sample to you in the village woman, and you can make 10 set of blouse and you can earn. if 200 taka per, which is 2000 taka maybe in Dhaka. So that means you can earn in being in a very rural remote using a best smartphone, connecting with the e-commerce as well as the logistics company. So that's how you can not only build the digital ecosystem, you can regenerate or you can create a different generation of entrepreneur who can work from their home, who can be entrepreneur by themselves, being at home, being at their very lovely place, and still contribute to the economic development.
Well, thank you, sir, for your explanation, and it was very broad, and I think it's a very educative for us also. But if we now think about the current scenario is going on Bangladesh, we can see that Bangladesh regularity framework is evolving, and what policies or regulatory changes do you consider most urgent to enable safe innovation in digital banking or digital fintech? What is your thought about this?
Sorry, again, I failed to get your question. I think there are some issues with the network.
Well, I'm again repeating the question. As if you see the Bangladesh current scenario, Bangladesh
Can you help me with the question?
am I audible?
Yes, sir, I can help you with the question.
Please.
Okay, sir, she has said that as Bangladesh current scenario, what are the main ingredients of a strong fintech ecosystem in Bangladesh? For instance, what have you observed as effective partnership models between the banks, the fintech startups that are growing right now, the regulators, and the investors?
So first of all, I will say that some credit, some no, many of the credit goes toward the regulator, as because now regulator believe that partnership is more powerful than any other single player, and they are they have done many of the like circulation as well as regulation change, which enables fintech to do best for the country as well as to create more values. So uh, if everything is so good, then why is not we are having the best result? So again, I'm coming back to some of my previous words. It's like that fintech should have a clarity, and everyone should not trying to copy each other. Number one, if five fintechs come with the lending, why not? Lending is the third pyramid of the financial inclusion. The first fundamental financial inclusion is the account opening. I have never heard and I have never observed that any fintech is coming to us that boss or brother would like to open 10 lakhs account. What will be your agenda? So this is the things we need to understand first. That okay, someone is doing good in lending, someone has become unicorn, making the lending partnership, so everyone will follow. So if one unicorn is in this particular industry or in this segment, there is a very likely late chance or no chance that many unicorn will emerge from the same industry. In some of the industries it can happen, not in every industry. But again, there are a lot of works you still need to do. Like financial inclusion, if you consider, account opening is the fundamental thing. How many fintech is working on the account opening thing? Still, we don't have any proper individual balance sheet. Nobody understands what is individual balance sheet. You will find your daddy, your mommy, or we have seen our mothers or our fathers. Took their write up in the diary. They maintain a diary, but in our generation, who is maintaining the diary? So how who is the fintech is helping the people to maintain their balance sheet? Who is the fintech who is helping people to understand the finance better? Who is the fintech who is coming that this is called PFM, personal finance management. This is globally very big tools. And like Creed in India, they have been valued, their valuation was $4 billion. And they're doing just very few things. Like they are combining 4 or 5 credit card information and they're helping people to understand how the credit card is behaving, and the payment is behaving from each other. Like you have 5 credit cards, maybe you have 5 different date of your payment. So they give just a reminder. So doing few simple things, few of the fintech in the world, they are taking this thing in a different level. But in our country, unfortunately, we have seen nobody is trying to go to this type of gray area or untapped area. Everybody is trying rather to copy, okay, ShopUp has done this thing, so we would like to be another ShopUp. This one has done this thing, so we would like to be another one. But nobody is trying to be something who is none has tried. And yes, if anyone comes with any idea, banks are now more open to the partnership. But you also have to understand that if we do partnership with everyone with the same model, with the same appetite, with the same purpose and objective, then rest of the objective will never be met. And regulator will be sometimes after a certain period, if there is no impact, if the still we are talking of the same figure, like we have different history to tell. MFS claims they have done the financial inclusion of the 90% people or 98% people, as because everybody has an MFS account. But what we see in any global firm, if we discuss, is still less than 60% or still less than 50%. That means the entire financial or the greater sense of financial inclusion is done by the MFS. So what the other initiative the MFS could have been taken, it's still lag behind. Not only the MFS, the other fintech or other startup, they could have played multiple role in the journey of individual, of a financial journey of individual, of a digital journey of individual. So if we consider that, okay, at every stage of the journey, if we take that, okay, this journey takes 10 steps, and every steps we have multiple partners that combinedly maybe someone will fail, someone will pass, but in every stage at least 2 3 pass. That means we will have successful 30 unicorn in our country. That's how we should think about it.
Thank you very much, sir, for these valuable insights. Now I would like to go for the audience. So let's hear some questions from our audience. So here we can see our one of our attendees from the live session has asked, "Sir, our country is not among the top ranked or highly rewarded countries. Many people in rural areas are not well educated and have insufficient knowledge about technology, and the networking system is also very poor. In such a situation, how to work?"
Well, I do agree and I don't agree. I do agree with the fact that we have the very poor infrastructure, which is very true. But adaptation of the technology is phenomenal in our country. Like I'm really surprised. In our country, most of the people use the Facebook. Facebook is such a complex thing, such a complex thing. Still, I need although I am not a frequent user, but if sometime I start to use it, I need help from my young colleague. But I have seen that many village women who doesn't understand anything, they are using these complex tools in their own. If you have used the MFS is not that easy. That means using a bar phone, you are making a financial transaction. You just talk with any American, they will be surprised. You will talk with any European, they will be surprised that how can people make financial transaction using a bar phone. So our people have a very unique way to adapt with the technology whatever we offer. What we could have been done better is like that we don't have the smartphone. If all the service, like I will press one and I will give the authorization to the bank that any data I have produced with telco with MFS, I am authorizing data pressing one to share with bank, and pressing two, I select the bank by my voice command that okay, I would like to have an account with the MTB, and as I have pressed one, that means I shared my telco and my MFS to provide my data with the MTB. And in press 3, I give consent MTB to open an account. This using this very basic phone, we could have done it, as because this thing is possible. Believe me, it's possible. So you just have to understand within the limitation what type of innovation we can come or bring in. If we are innovative, as because people have shown The very ordinary people, they are greater than any of us, as because they know how to use MFS using the bar phone. They know how to like use the complex product like Facebook and other tools also. So they know how to use it. We just need to trigger them how they can use it more efficiently in terms of financial benefit and other things.
Yes, sir. I think that's very effective, and in future we can do this fintech innovation in Bangladesh too. Sir, another question from our another live attendee, from Tamim Mit Kalsan. He has asked, sir, do you think open banking and API-based ecosystems will play a major role in Bangladesh digital finance future?
Uh, Absolutely and undoubtedly, I do believe, and that was our agenda, our motto. We took this initiative like open banking thing 3 years back. That time market was not ready. People don't understand, but we have done some of the fantastic work with one of the two or three largest player in the market, and you will not believe that what type of unbelievable or dreamy work can be done using the open banking API. So open banking API is the future for Bangladesh. If you want to survive in the financial industry, you must, every bank must adopt these things, and there is no way around. As because using the open banking API, you can create the miracle in the financial industry.
Well, sir, that's truly effective, and I think in future it will, of course, it will play a very major role in Bangladesh digital finance future. Now I'd like to get back to the our questions. So from our question, sir, our question is basically as we have many experience in mentoring and working with emerging ventures. So, sir, what do you think? What do early stage fintechs now in Bangladesh most often struggle with in scaling? How have you seen them overcome these challenges?
So one challenge I would say, maybe focusing more on the fundraising or going in the trap of valuation. They lost their focus. They lost their primary focus. And I have seen many of the fintech, they start shifting their goalpost. So what happened? Shifting the goalpost actually add one thing to your life, that you get diverse portfolio, which is very good sales piece. But I disagree with this concept in a sense that if it was so helpful, that why not 100 of our fintech has not been able successfully to raise huge amount fund. Fund means $1 lakh is nothing. Getting a seed fund of $30,000, $50,000 grant is nothing. You need to raise at least $1 million. So how many fintech in our country has raised more than $1 million? It's a big question. And why not? As because they are not sure what problem they are solving rightly. Again, if you can solve a single problem for 18 crore people, just try to understand. You are solving 18 crore problem. If a single two problem for 18 crore people, you are solving 36 crore problem. So when you have that magnitude, rather going for 10 or 20 problem to solve, to make a very big piece deck, if you can solve a particular problem, and if it solve the problem for eventually 1 million people, now you have solved 1 million people, you have a base of 1 million people, you have a base of regularly using of your platform of 1 million people. Now go to the pitch deck, now go to the your investor. They will be really surprised, as because many of the countries in the world doesn't have the 1 million population. So that's how I think that if the early stage fintech or startup think like this, okay, we will keep our core focus to solve a fundamental problem of the mass people. I'm sure that will be rewarded like anything, and that reward will be thousands times better than the current reward.
Um, yes, sir. Basically, yeah. From my end, we think so that that will play a very vital role in that sector. Sir, another question is that um, Bangladesh, if we think about the Bangladesh, our responsible innovation often requires balancing speed with security, privacy, and fairness. So, from your perspective, how can fintechs and banks in Bangladesh aim responsible innovation in their product development cycles from day one? As example, bias in artificial intelligence, inclusive design, and environmental impact.
So again, it's such a large question. It should have a one 2 hour session particularly, but the giving in short, one thing, you have to trust people. You have to trust someone. If you in your personal life, in your professional life, you have to trust someone. You have to trust something. If you don't trust, as because there is no way to test trust. There is no way that okay everything will be in place. We have signed many of the NDAs. I have found our NDA has been shared by my partner with another of my peer group. Our agreement, our API spec, I have seen that API spec with my letterhead has been shared to others. Have we stopped working with them? No. As because idea is something which is in your brain. And still there is no technology who can copy your entire brain. Maybe from your pitch deck, maybe from your API, maybe from your idea, they will understand some of the pie of the entire thing. But to understand the entire thing, you have to be the man behind the dream. You have to be the man behind the idea. You have to be the man behind the innovation. So if you think that okay, you have that perspective, you have that guards, you have that feeling that this is my unique idea, and whoever comes will not be able to copy my brain properly, as because there is no technology still yet who can capture your entire brain. If you have that feelings, if you have that guards and confidence, if you trust on yourself and if you trust your partner, someone maybe someone will take the steps. Will you will feel that so mistrust is everywhere. It's not only in our country. You will get it everywhere. Like internet has offer us ample opportunity for many of the good things and many of the bad things. So people have to decide either they will for the good or they will go for the bad. It's you have to decide.
Okay, sir. Yeah, that's very great. And I think it will take more long to understand these basic things. I think we will have more uh, storytelling one day with you with a cup of coffee one day. So thank you very much, sir. I have another question. Sir, basically, as you know, Bangladesh is a climate vulnerable country. So as climate risk becomes more material, how can fintechs and banks in Bangladesh incorporate green finance principles? As example, financing renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, climate resilience infrastructure into their offerings. To see opportunity for green fintech that products in our market and what steps would be needed for us to promote them.
So, Miras, I'm being very honest. I have seen many of the companies feel that okay, I will make the wall color green. I'll just make the paint the wall in a green color, and it will be green financing. So it doesn't work like this. Some of the initiative like okay, I will just remove the plastic waste from the seashore. It will be the climate resilience. This is not. It's how does it happening? You should understand the entire ecosystem. How does it work? You should understand your role. Every participant, every citizen has a role to play. I'm giving you one example, which rarely people talk about. If you have a app and if you can have a service from a app, it saves the life of at least one tree. It saves 1 hour of your journey, and to take the 1 hour journey, it takes 3 liter of octane. So, taking a one-click service from an app, you can save 3 liter of octane, and this 3 liter of octane basically produce at least 10 kilo of carbon. So, have you give a thought like this? Mostly not. Now, coming back again, if we stop printing the paper from bank side, that okay, every statement we will send by email. In bank, we have seen previous time, it requires 10 to 15 pays per month for a single customer. That means almost 100 pays for a single customer. for 10,000 pace is one tree, and for 10,000 customer, it's just a single click from the application to send the email. If we think like this, and if we consider that everyone has a responsibility, again, this climate resilience doesn't come that a community from Dhaka will take care a community of Satkira. You can go, you can go to Satkira for a single day. You can think about that. Okay, we will help people to have get relief from the saline water. But reality is that you will come back Dhaka and nobody will take this initiative further advance. But if it were like that, we can commercialize that. Okay, 10 young people from that particular zone, they will make a entrepreneurship venture. Once in a while, we will go to them, we will give them maybe one or two sample of the product or maybe a tube oil. I'm giving just one example. And if they can sell this water to the rural people at a very cheap rate, like 1 taka, I'm sure you have heard the word is called kolshi, or like where you can store the water. So 1 taka everyone can afford. Like in a village, if you have 100 people, you are making 100 taka per day. If it is 1,000 people, you are making 1,000 taka per day. And you are charging just 1 taka. Now everyone can afford 1 taka. But if you ask every household to have a deep tube oil, maybe it will cost 1 lakh taka. Nobody can afford it. So we have to think how we can localize our innovative approach to be more climate resilient. It's not only the issue of the government, it's not only the issue of the few corporates, it's the issue of the mass people as well as local people. How do they realize their local problem and take help from the expert to solve it locally? If this is so, we will be the best nation on climate resilience.
Yes, sir. The insights were very realistic and very transformative. And I think Bangladesh and our as a climate vulnerable country and environmental organizations, as you have said, NGO and government organizations can have a greater collaboration towards this. Sir, before ending the session, I would like to get one question from our audience. Sir, Mr. Douglas Benedict Costa, he has asked, sir, as Bangladesh moves toward a cashless future, how can banks strengthen real-time transaction security and dispute resolution mechanisms to ensure customer trust while scaling digital payments nationwide?
So, well, uh, now it has two questions. One, we can how we can make secure the transaction. So to secure the transaction, like we already have two-factor or multi-factor authentication, but unless and until we have the biometric authentication, that okay, it will scan my retina and transaction will be done, is not going to be that secured, as because there is very few technology, and it's so you can say take heavy investment that which can replicate your retina or scan of your eyes. So once we start that every transaction will be authorized by the biometric or a identity wallet, which is being very popular in the world, which is called identity wallet. So either the transaction is being processed through identity wallet or by the biometric, unless and until we can achieve this thing, our entire transaction will not be, we can say, fully secured, as because in the multi-factor authentication process, other factor authentications, usually in our country, people love to share their OTP and other things. And to bring the like dispute system, so once we can secure the transaction, once we can like make sure the transaction is authorized in a proper manner, there will be less dispute. And to handle the dispute, you have to understand first the human aspect. Why human aspect? No technology has been breached by himself. There is no example in the world that a technology was breached automatically. Either it needs take the human impact or the human involvement. So how can you make sure that you do have the best surveillance tools, either any fraudulenter or the like any other uh, people who are pretending to be something else or someone else rather than his actual people, or who is trying to hide his identity. It will be really challenge to address the dispute, as because dispute arises because there are some fraudulent activities. So if we can say that okay, fraudulent has two aspects: one is a human aspect, and rarely there is a technology aspect. If we can properly work on the human aspect, the number of disputes will be less. And that's how we should go for the more secure transaction to have less dispute.
Thank you very much, sir, for this questions answer. So, as our youth and our organization, our members are very excited to have you in this session, I would like to get permission to present another question from our audience. Sir, may I?
Yes, and that should be the last, last question. It's almost 10.
Yeah, sir. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, Ms. Misha Tasnim, she has asked, how do you think AI and blockchain will influence the future of finance here?
So how the future will impact, we still don't know. But how do it's going to be impact in current time? We can see you some of example. Like in our app, we have launched two AI product. One is in call center. We have launched the call center AI agent, and surprisingly, in last 2 or 1 months, almost 1,000 card was active using the AI agent. No human was involved. No human was involved at all to active the card. We launched another product which is called Avatar Banking, which was like first in this kind in the banking industry anywhere in the world. And the same goes for the AI agent. And we have seen that people talk with the avatar. Avatar is nothing basically, it's a facial like having a human aspect of Syrian Alexa. We don't see Siri, we don't see Alexa, but our avatar, you can see a human face and you can talk, which is it has have some emotional intelligence also. So it has generated more than 500 leads for the credit card, for the loan. So this is happening in current time. So if in 2025 AI can bring this type of things in a country like Bangladesh, just imagine what will happen after five years. So I can give some idea that okay, whatever we do, AI will suggest the weather, like it's give the forecast. Soon you will see that AI is giving the suggestion that Mr. Miras, you have spent 10% more on your purchase of clothes than the previous month. So either you save from your food or you save from other part of your income. Otherwise, at the end of the month, you are going to be out of penny. So this type of things is going to be launched to the market very soon. That means every information you take, it will be informed decision, and the information will be based on the big data, which is actually combined impact on output of the AI. So you will be given the prediction, you will be guided, your entire financial life will be guided and supervised and monitored, and it will be properly guided so that you can have a balanced financial life to enjoy rest of the things.
Thank you very much, sir, for this insightful session and for sharing your vision for a digitally empowered and cashless Bangladesh that we vision. And sir, I think these insights will inspire our innovators, our young entrepreneurs and policymakers to accelerate the country's fintech revolution. So, sir, thank you very much on behalf of Bangladesh Fintech Innovation Council. This has been the premiere of FinTech Frontier Bangladesh 2025.
I'm very glad
And
to
now
be
I'd
here.
like to invite Rehnuma Kaisarapu to have a closing speech from our sense.
Thank you so much, sir. It has truly been an honor for all of us to that you have enlightened us with your visionary insights. And now, AdSense is highly grateful that you have shared all your experiences and answered the questions from our live audiences. And now I would like to welcome Mr. Mirajul Islam, the Managing Director of BFIC, to share his remarks.
Okay, thank you very much, Rahindu Mapu, for sharing and giving this closing ceremony. So I would like to first of all thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation to uh, be here. And sir, our BFIC is basically on the way to fintech innovation, and we hope to invite all for our future episodes and many collaborations to a fintech-based society. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was really pleasure talking to you guys. You guys will shape the future, and I believe that we will keep continue supporting whatever the expectation you have from our limited capabilities and resource. That will be our commitment to you.
Thank you, sir. So, audience, we are ending the session right now. So, thank you all for having us.
Pleasure.